This covers microwave cabinet and wine rack. You buy just this cabinet, and you can put this in, or you can put this in. They're all 30 inches wide. And you buy the piece you want to use, and that's it. So they're all, this piece is 30 inches by 18 by 12. All you got to do is you got to order the cabinets above that would accommodate for a 30. A 30 actually you wouldn't carry for a 30. So what you would do, you would carry a 30 by 12, and then you carry a 33, or if you go to a 36, you would add 6 to that. And then for the 42. So you carry a 12, 18, and a 24.
You got me a little confused, John, on this. So are you saying it's a 30? Across the three, right? So it's basically, you would say 30.
It's 30 by 18 high.
Right.
So to make it, if you're using it here, I'm going to show you my drawings again.
No, I think I get it. I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying you're going to have 3 heights, right? You're going to have 3 heights. You're going to have the 12, which is probably not that often, but it's more like on top. And then you have an 18, and then you're going to have what is your maximum height?
42, so you're going to have a 24.
24.
You'll have a 30 by 24, a 30 by 18, and a 30 by 12.
Right. How about the 36 width?
That's going to be that will be your 18. So you'll have 18 plus 18, that'll be 36. You're not going 36 wide. You don't need to. Trust me.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Remember your bridge cabinets?
Yep.
They're on 30. 9 out of 10 times, if they're going with a 36-inch stove, they're putting a hood in. They're not putting a microwave above.
Okay. That's totally clear. Yep.
So that's all you need. And then so that would eliminate all. You're going to change this, but it would eliminate all that. BMW 27. So that's the base microwave. I personally would carry the 30 on that, but I wouldn't get carried away. I'd carry that one, this one right here. It's for your lower cabinets. It's a base microwave cabinet. I think.
Let's say if you had 80 kitchens, how many times would you get into that base microwave 30?
I probably wouldn't do more than 10%.
So
because you can actually, it's a pain in the butt to do, but you can modify the base 30 to accommodate a microwave. It's a little more complicated, but I wouldn't carry more than 10 or 15 at the most. So at the most, we'll say 15.
Right.
The rest of it. So and then, like I said, you would put what I showed you.
Yep.
That's what I would put there and carry. That's it. I wouldn't. And then he sends you the bottom piece for the microwave and the X thing for for a wine thing. So now when they come in, they're like, well, I want to put a microwave. Then you would sell them that board for, 20 more bucks. Or I can tell you how much it costs there.
John, are you speaking about the cabinet now for a moment, or are you talking about the hardware now, that extra piece?
Yeah, that extra piece.
Okay, got it.
So your wine, the wine thing over here there's about $3 difference. So if they want a wine one, you give them the wine one. Or if they want the microwave one, they take the microwave.
Got it. That's super clear. Yeah, I got it. That's clear.
Wall corners.
Yeah, here is the question that I had about the design of the kitchen, right? When you look at a wall diagonal corner on the top, right? Does that need? I mean, you never will see, I assume, a diagonal corner in the base because then you lose space, right? You're going to rub with your legs against it.
Well, that's your lazy Susan, but your lazy Susan will never match your lazy Susan would be 33 or 36. Your upper is going to be, because your dead space is only 12, it's going to be, I don't use them that often. There's one guy that likes them. I'm not a huge. So really, all I would carry, if I was going to carry them, I'd carry a 24 and a 12 would be all I'd carry. A 12 and a 24, and I'd probably lean more towards right off the bat, that's non. So that goes to your crowning stuff again. If you raise it up higher, that's what a 48's for. I've done them. Really, you're probably not. I probably wouldn't do over a 42 right now. I'd see how they sell. I think your numbers. I don't even know if I'd carry a 12 right now. I'd stay away from the 12s, to be honest with you. I'd carry a 24 and a 27. That'd be all I'd carry. I'd carry the 42s. I think you're fine right here. I think that's fine. 48, definitely not. I think you need to carry. Let's see. Let's do a W24, 42. And then down here, we're going to do 27, 42. Or 27, 30. And 42. I'd carry that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be max. I'd spend on that. And I mean, you could go down a hair if you wanted. You could go to 8 if you wanted to. I think you'd be okay.
Let's move it all to 8. Then it's more consistent. Let's move it all to 8.
I think you'd be fine on that. Because I mean, worst case, that's one in a corner. You always have at least one corner in the kitchen. So I mean, you're looking at 8 kitchens, that you could do. There's not a lot of kitchens that you're going to have 2 or 3 corners that you want corner cabinets in.
That's right. John, would you mind removing those prices and because we changed the thing, just remove them. Yeah. Then I know where to change them. So the wall Lazy Susan, that brings us to what do you think of the wall Lazy Susan?
Wouldn't waste my time on it.
Okay.
Would not waste my time on it.
Okay.
It's 12 inches. Down at the bottom, that's a deep cabinet that's going back about 36, 24 to 27 inches back.
Mm-hmm.
On a wall, you're going to put plates in it. You're not going to be able to take another stack of plates and slide them back farther.
That's right.
It's just the practicality of a lazy wall, Lazy Susan is just not realistic. I wouldn't waste my time on it. Okay.
I didn't know what the BFP was, John. That BFP 6 and BFP 9.
That's a base pantry pull.
Are those basically the spice racks? Are those spice racks?
That's spice racks. He just needs to sell you the inserts for your 9s up here. So if you got 15 full height 9s ordered, he just needs to send you the hardware to make it into it.
Okay.
So he needs to make something that attaches to the door and goes in there. And I'd probably, if I got 15 here, I think you'd be okay to order 15 and have them, but I wouldn't order any more than that. I'd keep it about the same as my my nines,
Right.
and that's it. I wouldn't. I mean, if you want to carry a 6 for like a filler or something, I probably I do 10 or sorry, 12 and or no, sorry. What did I say? There's 15 of those.
They're 15. Yeah.
I think fine at 10, and like I said, on the I wouldn't do any. I don't. I'd make one for. I'd make a wall. One, and make this one base. He just needs to make you the inserts. And that one I'd go with 10, and that one I'd go with 10.
So basically, to recap what you just said, for when we're talking about, the 9 white Spice racks, we're only talking about, Roger, just order the hardware to match the number of,
It needs to be built to where you can put it in the cabinet. That's your bomb. Not a cabinet by itself.
Right. Got it. Yep. Clear.
FSB 30. I don't know.
Let's see what that was. The FSB.
I'm not worried about it right now.
And here are some of the things I didn't understand. So these ones were a little bit more like, what is that actually?
Okay, the DEP is the wall upper panel. So if you got some people like at the end, here I can get my drawing again. So if you're looking at show you on the elevation one. So, okay, right here where the end of the panel is, that what he's talking about is a door that you attach to here, so it looks like a finished end.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right now, I mean, if you want to carry forward, I wouldn't carry, because that's a lot of doors you got to carry for nothing. I mean, you figure you got to carry a 930, 12, 15, 18, 21. I mean, you're going to have to carry, for this, it's not bad, but for down here, I mean, it's a preference of, I don't know, I've never used them. I don't think I would worry about it right now.
Right, and it's not that functional either. It's just decoration, right?
Right, it's a decoration thing. I mean, if it turns into where you're having a lot of people ask for them, then get a couple. But I mean, you got to carry a 12, a 36, and a 42. I don't know if I'd do it right now.
No,
until
no.
I see what's on. I mean, it's a finished end panel, so it looks good anyways.
How about these T15? Those are the, I couldn't really see it on the picture, the T15, 18, 21. Are those the inserts, like the drawers?
Those, yeah, it's putting drawers, slide out drawers in the bases. I wouldn't mess with that right now either, to be honest with you.
Okay. And then the WDR 3015, I did not know what that was.
Plate divider, wouldn't buy it. You get that in some of your fancier houses that have dishes they want to display or something. I'm not organized enough at home to display dishes.
Should I get 2 just to for demo purposes or not?
You could. Yeah, I mean, you can. I've never, in the 18 years, I've never sold not a single one.
Okay, let's forget them. How about so here's the wine racks coming back on 248, the wine racks. But we already discussed those, right? They're the...
Yeah, I don't know if I would change to the other ones unless you see, these are a little nicer looking. They're a little fancier, a little more woodworking. But until you have a lot of people that, because you're going to put it above your fridge. So, you can do that, but the purpose of the other one I showed you is an easier, and you can carry that one over the fridge. If you want to get one, I would probably only carry it in a 33 and 36. And I wouldn't order a whole lot of them. I'd order 4 apiece.
I'm gonna leave them out because if we're gonna use that other method, this saves us a lot of space. Why waste the space if we can use the method that you showed us? So let's remove this, at least the numbers, the 10, the 10, the 10.
Unless you start getting a lot of people coming in and asking for wine racks, I would use the other method. Now, if they come in and you're starting to get a lot of people asking you about wine racks and stuff, then you might want to order some specified wine racks. Okay, the W.
Yeah, I think these are the open shelves now where we are heading now. And I had a question on that too, that WES. I don't know, are these meant, these open shelves, are they meant to fill up spaces in a corner?
No, they're made to go on the end of the cabinet like the doors. So instead of having, it would actually go, it would go right here.
Oh, I see.
But if you're going to put something right here, let's say this is the kitchen you're dealing with. If you're going to put something right here, then this has to be that much farther out. Otherwise, it looks off.
Yes, because otherwise it sticks out. That would be weird. Yes.
I really probably wouldn't right now waste my money.
Okay.
The wine, the WR30GR.
Yeah, what's that?
That's where it holds the wine glasses. My wife loves the stemless. Most girls like the stemless. Not a lot of people put wine glasses out anymore. And I mean, if it's that big of a deal, I mean, if you want to carry a couple for that cabinet, you can. Let's see how many. So you're carrying.
Here it is, there is the spice racks, and then there is also the wine racks. So if you go line 201,
Okay.
201, where we have the 10, where we set the 10, a little bit lower, 201, there it is. Wine, spice rack, and the base spice rack.
You can carry 10. I mean, it ain't gonna. It's not gonna take up a lot of room. It probably is not gonna hurt to have it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could do 10 of those. I mean, it's not. I just get the one size. Where's that?
Yeah, it was a little lower. It was. We're beyond past this. It's open. Yeah, there it is. 267. 267. There we are.
I wouldn't do one that. That's about it.
Okay.
I wouldn't even worry about that one.
Okay. I think we have all the cabinets, John. We touched on all the cabinets. All the rest is, the fillers, the molding.
Make sure you get plenty of back panels. To be honest with you, I use more solid sheet back panels than fitting sizes. So to give you some kind of example, I hate base fillers. Base fillers are the waste, and you can't get the use out of them. The best filler to go with, in my mind, there's 2 fillers. There's a 6-inch 42, and I would have him change it from a 3 to a 4-inch 42. You can cut them down for your base. You can cut them down for your uppers. It'll work on a 30. It'll work on a 36. It'll work on the base. It'll work on the bathroom. it's the most universal filler there is. Don't get a base filler. Base fillers are a waste of money, and if you need an upper filler, it won't work for anything but a 30-inch gap.
Got it. Got it. So you only say always order the 42.
Get 42.
Get the 42. They can cut them, but but you say a 4-inch thick.
Yeah, he's cut it as a 3, but I get a lot of people that ask me if I can get it in a 4. If you can carry it in a 4, and he's not going to charge you much more. If he charges you 20 more cents, it's worth getting the 4.
Right, right. And the guys, the installers, they cut it to.
They rip them down and cut them to size.
Right,
So
they have to cut them.
they only need it. This is the thing. Sometimes you need 2 inches on each wall of filler. It's a lot easier to buy 4-inch, rip it down, take 2 inches than it is to do an 1.25 inch, 1 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get more filler to work with. But like I said, you can carry a 3 or a 4. If he'll do a 4 for not much more, I'd carry a 4. But if not, just get your 3 and your 6. Make sure they're 42, and you're good.
Got it. It's clear. Yep.
Make sure you get plenty of scrum, plenty of quarter round.
Can you make those the ones that we essentially need? If you make those bold, so you say you have to have this. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Yep.
Get your
Make it black. Yeah. Yeah.
scrum loading. This one.
Yeah, that's that 42 filler. Yeah. Do we need that 1.5 inch one? I didn't understand that. So 277. You know, it says wall filler 96, 1.5 inch and 2 inch. Do you use those two?
No, we just got a 3 down if we need it.
Okay.
I'm trying to follow his drawings over here and see what he's calling it. All right, so you will need wall panel 1236, 24, 36. So
the wall panel, is that the same as the base panel? So you see that BP 4896, 12 millimeters, you know, a little bit lower. Because these are small ones, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't know why you put it like that. What you need is
the big ones.
Yeah, and he doesn't have it here, which is so basically you need to carry your dishwasher end panel.
Mm-hmm.
Dishwasher end panel.
Mm-hmm.
You need the most universal one is going to be a 30 and then a 48 is because the 30 he doesn't have, and I don't know why he doesn't have it on here. You need a refrigerator end panel. He's got it at 27. I don't know why he has that. So what you need a 3-inch refrigerator end panel. Let me do this. Refrigerator end panel.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Let me see how he writes it up. I can't ever remember how he writes it.
You can just write it down in your own words because we can make that clear to him. So if you just write refrigerator end panel and then the thickness and the width, that's all I need.
You got a 30. Okay. You got a 30 by 96. 3-inch. So that's the filler's 3-inch. The panel's probably 3/4. So that's an end panel for a refrigerator. So it works left or right, and they can cut it down to a 24 if they only want a refrigerator depth. Okay, I mean if they only want a counter depth. So you can use that for either or. The other one I would get is a back panel,
Mm-hmm.
which I think he has on here. Back panel. See, most of the time 48's too high, and that means they have to rip it down all the time. So if you do a 36, 34 and a half, you're still gonna have to rip that down. Your cabinets are 34 and a half inches high. So, but they're gonna charge you a little bit more for that. So you're better off just to go ahead and get a 36 by 96.
Yeah, because for us it's more about whatever is the easiest for the installer, right? Because we're selling it to the installer, right? And the price is already so competitive, right? It's more about the convenience. Whatever is, right? We want to empower the installer. So if it is less work for him, we make that up with the price, because it's so much more affordable to do it this way. If these guys, they sometimes have to drive to Menards or to Lowe's to get stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's horrible, because imagine the time loss, right? These guys are driving in their big vans the whole time, and it's like just to get a small piece.
Right. So the only other thing you're gonna need, and I don't see it on his list.
Just write it down. Just write it down either in the left column, so that we know that we're not forgetting it. Just call it the way it is. Then we will make sure that Yang puts it in there.
Horn holding 8 foot, and you need toe kick. Make sure you get the right. So on this, I'm pretty sure that's his. You want standard. You don't want anything fancy. You just want a standard frame. If somebody wants something super fancy, and one thing you need to push them for, you need. He needs to find a place there to get you touch-up kits. And basically, or he needs to send you if he can't get it done, there's a company over here that we can get it done in Charlotte, based in Charlotte, and they'll make touch-up kits for you. They give you a wax pen, a stain marker. They give you kind of everything together. It looks a lot like this. It's got a wax pen, a stain marker, and the piece to go with it, so they can touch it up.
Right, and I think the benefit of sticking with the Sherwin-Williams paint is that, right, they can always use a little bit of paint.
Most of the time on the whites and stuff they can, but he needs to send you the sample that he's planning on using, and we need to check it. Tell them to send you 2 to 4 samples, and then take it to Sherwin-Williams and have them match it, and make sure that's going to be an easy match, because there's so many just little degrees of change in whites and stuff that it can be. Every time I make them send me samples, and I take that to Sherwin-Williams and say match this, and I make sure that they can pull the match correct.
So you're not using the code necessarily. You're not using no.
To some degree, we use the code, but the Chinese understanding and our understanding is sometimes always a hair difference. Making sure they get a correct code in line makes it work. But worst case, what you can do is when you set your company up, you can say, hey, look, you go to Sherwin-Williams, tell them you want this code, it's under this company. They'll put it together, and you're good to go.
Right, because we only have to do it once. Got it. Clear.
And that should do it, man.
Yep. Yeah. But by the way, how do I decide on the quantities for this? That was my final question on the accessories. Right? If you go up a little bit, how do I figure out, because this requires a little bit of
Most of your kitchens, okay. This is the best way
if I have 80 kitchens, right, and you look at, for example, the 42,
most of your kitchens are going to have a minimum of 4 3-inch fillers in it, minimum. And if they got a refrigerator and you're going with a pantry, it's going to have 196. So chances are you're going to need 4. Here, I'll kind of show you. All right, we'll go back to this again real quick. This is your larger unit. That's a 96.
Mm-hmm.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 regular fillers, and you got 2 96s. All right, so that's a larger unit layout. So if you go to a smaller unit layout, here you're gonna have 1 long one. Most any L kitchen, you're gonna have 4. You're gonna have 4 fillers.
So does it mean that we're going to multiply every single one by 4? So let's say if we say, so it's 4 times 80. So that's 100, 200 and more, 360. That's a lot, right?
Yeah, but you gotta figure every person's gonna buy a minimum of 3 to 4.
That's right. Right.
Your 6 inches, I do half. And then my tall fillers, I would just do that based off the number of patrons and maybe add 10%.
So let's say if I had to estimate some numbers on the top number, the 342, I would do 300.
I would.
Yeah, let's say 300 there. Then this number I would put in 150 or 160.
Yeah.
Right, and then for this I would probably do the same number again.
However many pantries you have, I would add that and then add 10% to it.
Right, so I would say 300, 150.
Where's the pantries? Our pantries were 16, 8, that's 64. Add another 10 to it, so 74. Because see, you got to remember, if you're not using that and you have a refrigerator cabinet above the refrigerator, chances are you got another filler there too.
So we need even more filler in that.
I think 300, 350 to start with would be fine to start with. That's something Yang could probably get out to you pretty quick.
Right, and it doesn't take any space, right? So we can order too much and have no problem with the space.
And the reason why I was telling you a 4-inch instead of a 3 is because chances are you can't go any smaller in your corners than 2 inches without your cabinets hidden. So if you take 2 inches there off of a 4-inch filler, that still leaves you with a 2-inch filler. You can use that filler above the refrigerator.
Right.
And that's why I was saying if you can push them to make 4 inches, make 4s.
Got it. And that's so if we were to put those numbers in, John, just to get me a sense, so on the top that would be 350. Let's say this would be
350 on that.
And then I would say maybe 200 here.
Nah, I'd say like 175. 175 would be fine.
Okay.
Because your pantries, on the 6-inch, yeah. Most of the time, if you're going to use a 6-inch filler, it's because you absolutely have to. But why not try to make the cabinet 3 inches bigger? So
right, and I will also use the 4 inches, like you said. But at least we have a number here, so that we get a sense. And then the 396 filler, that's the longer one. You cut that in half, okay? And that's the same one, 75 there.
I do. What's these? 4 minus. I do 50 and do 30. Actually, I do 5. That gives you right about 75. It gives you a little extra.
Right, and I will add the 4 as well, so that I will move that in as well. And then from that, the scribe.
I ordered a ton of it. This is what hides all your little imperfections in the walls. So a normal kitchen, you're going to use, let's see, 1, 2, possibly 3. So if you got 80 times 3, that's
250 or 300.
You're about right. 250, 275. 275 would be good. Your standard crown, they run 96 inches, so you're 6 plus.
Does everyone like the crown? I mean, does everyone use it? Is it 80%?
Well, the clean crown, a lot of people like it. The decorative crown, the ones with all the curves and stuff in it, people are getting away from that.
Right.
But the real clean crown, it's becoming. You're probably going to sell it 1 out of every 3 kitchens. So on average, you're going to have 3 to 4 pieces in a kitchen. So I would probably take, I'd say 40 kitchens times
3.
I'd do 4. That's 160.
Okay.
Or doing more than that.
Yeah.
Quarter round, you're going to have probably 4 to 5 pieces.
The quarter round, is that for the side, or is that, what is the quarter?
That covers you put your toe kick on, then you put your quarter round. Most people can buy and paint white quarter round, so I wouldn't carry a ton of it, but I cover enough to cover my cabinets just to make sure. That way they're not having to go somewhere else to buy stuff.
Right, and this is more for your toe kick then? This is only your toe kick?
No, this goes on after the toe kick.
Okay.
So I mean that.
You need that the most, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, toe kick, I'd probably say about the same as quarter round. Because everybody's going to grab 1 extra piece of toe kick, one extra piece of quarter round. I do half. See, I sell a lot of end panels for refrigerators.
You need at least 2 for each kitchen.
Not all the time, because a lot of times the refrigerator is on one wall. But I would say if you got 80, if you do 80, that means you can sell some with 2, some with 1, some with none.
Got it.
I'd probably not do more than 50 back panels. And then corner, I wouldn't do more than 90, just for 10% extra. Dishwasher end panel, I'd order a minimum of what I got in kitchens, just to make sure.
John, do the ovens also require a return panel?
No, because you got cabinets on each side.
Got it. So you never.
But if it's real tight in the corner and you're not able to put anything, you might have to put it in panel. So I'd make sure I have at least the same amount.
And it's the same size, right? So we can use that item, on line 313.
Yeah, it's 34 and a half. It's the same design as a cabinet. It's just the panel, and then it's got a 3-inch filler on the front of it.
Right. That should be it, right? I mean, I think we touched.
That should do it. That should cover just about everything you could think of.
Right. Yeah, what I will do is I will just, add up all the numbers and maybe, modify it maybe tiny bit, let's say if I'm out of space. If you need a little extra room, I'm about to place a door order with them. So, I mean, worst case, and it's going to come to our warehouse, and we're going to unload it and split it up.
So if you need a little extra room, I got a 40-foot high capacity coming. So, I mean, if you need just a little extra room for like scribe or filler or something like that, let me know. And I'll see if Yang can work it in.
Right, and I think just for the logistics, because they already had trouble finding me a trucker, believe it or not, to Fort Wayne, because they said, oh my God, that's so far. And it's not that the truckers are lazy, it's just that sea container has to come back to the port. You know,
Right.
the H-Cube 40 footer, they don't want that to go all the way inland. They're fine with it going to Guido, in Alpharetta, Atlanta, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, if I'm splitting it with Guido, then I have to manually unload half and put it in a U-Haul or another truck and drive that last leg up myself until, we're a little bit further into the process.
Yeah. Oof, that's tough.
That's
tough.
a man's got to do what a man's got. I'm fine with that, John.
Yeah.
I know that's what we have to do to keep the overhead low, right? Because
Right.
because it is a big investment to start with a whole container all up front.
No, I agree.
Right, and the people here, they have to get used to the idea, because the people in the Midwest, they react slowly to new stuff. So I think Guido probably is going to sell it quicker because he's in a much bigger market. He's in the Atlanta market.
Well, if logistically, if you need help, just let us know. I mean, we got unloading docks. So, I mean, if it turns out it's easier to, bring in somewhere like here, and you guys meet and you both get a U-Haul and we load up each individual and you go on, a U-Haul's going to cost you $500 for a big one. I mean, you bring the container here and you take off. I mean, from his place to my place, I might have a better location for you to kind of sort it all out. Just let me know. I'll talk to Mauricio, and if you need the space and the help, just let us know.
I think, John, what you just showed me, right? This exercise was by far the most critical, because this is all, experience. It's a whole system. There's a whole thinking behind it, right? I'm obviously studying up on it as much as I can, but this is critical. So by doing this, you helped us the most you could ever help us. The transport is nothing compared to this. Figuring this out is everything.
Yeah. I would also tell Yang to individually color code the boxes, even, to make it easier on you guys.
Yeah, he already suggested that. So what I will do is I will take all this knowledge, right, because I'll have to make it my own as best as I can, right, and then kind of play a little bit around with it, update the prices here and there, and then once I get it all, let's say, computed for myself, and understood by myself, I will send you that final order list for you to do one last quick sanity check, right? Because you had a chance to think this through from our perspective, right? So, for example, we're not going to do any vanities. We have to kind of limit the amount of two large pieces, right, for that first container, right? And then we have to think about the right amount of wall cabinets versus base cabinets, because they have to be somewhat proportionally. So I'm going to do all that, and then I will send it off to you for one last quick sanity check. And if you see something that you think, oh, Roger, this looks weird, then we can still change it, even if we send it out to Yang, right? Then we can still make a small correction if we had to.
Okay. Yeah, just send it on. I'll take a look at it, man.
Yeah, so please save this for us, because this, what you just did was phenomenal. If we get successful with this, maybe we should all set ourselves a goal like 1 year from now, John. We should all go to Vietnam and go do some.
I'm ready to go.
we do some deep diving. Have you ever been diving?
I have. I'm getting my advance this in the next couple of weeks.